Hi, Karen here of Karen Clark Creations, an artsy introvert. I am working on my World Watercolor Month prompt, which is feather. It is the 8th of July. I've got my adorable little dove feather here, and I'm gonna see if I can do that any justice. I'm gonna start by giving this a blue background. I think I'm gonna use my QOR paints today. That's probably gonna keep happening. So I'm going to just kind of go in around the feather with a wash of water, so then I can drop in the paint. I don't have to be exact because I'm going to go in closer, but for now, so now that the majority of the background is wet, I can go in a little bit closer to get the details. The tiny little feathers there, they're light gray, so I don't know if I'm going to use light gray or if I'm going to use white. You know, it's artistic license. I can kind of do what I want. It's still going to look like a feather. You know, I really like the gray, but white probably makes more sense. Especially if I'm charging in with this blue. It's such a beautiful blue. Just kind of negative painting around where those teeny tiny feathers are gonna want to pop through. I want to get the blue in there so that when I add those, they pop out. It's probably good. I'm gonna wipe up that excess there so I don't get a big cauliflower. I often don't mind cauliflowers, backgrounds, whatever you want to call them, but I kind of want the feather to be the star here. I need a little bit more right here. Okay, it's all dry. Since I'm using my QOR paints, I want to refer to my color chart, and this is because I don't use QOR as often. I use Daniel Smith more often, and I want to get to know QOR better. So the colors that I have, when you mix them together, it looks like I need either ultramarine blue and burnt sienna or Payne's gray and burnt sienna. That Payne's gray and Queen Gold Deep is pretty nice too, but I don't plan on using Queen Gold Deep anywhere else. I think it makes sense to do Payne's Gray and Burnt Sienna. I just think it looks a little bit closer to this. And I might use Payne's Gray again. That's why I kind of want to choose that, because I already used phthalo, which I wasn't thinking when I did the background phthalo. I should have done ultramarine, but I was trying to get out of my comfort zone. So yeah, I'm gonna go Payne's Gray and Burnt Sienna. Got a little scrap piece of paper here so I can test it. Yeah, that looks good. Yep. That looks pretty good. Okay. So I'm just going to wash the area that I know I want to get this color mixture. Drop it in lightly to start, because I can build up my values easier if I start from light. I have anywhere from 2 to 5 or 6 doves that come to our feeders and the bird baths, and I love watching them. Today there was one sitting in the bird bath. It was hot today for Maine. It was just sitting there. It wasn't bathing. It was just relaxing in the water, and it was so cute. So cute. They're just kind of big and awkward compared to the others, like the goldfinches, and I just love them. They bring me joy. So I was happy when I found a feather the other day. Okay, so there's a dark spot here and there's a dark spot there. I'm gonna kind of drop in some water here, or some pigment here, and let it kind of do its thing, and then also do it over here. Okay, but I don't want it to go to the other side, so I'm going to blot. Kind of separate it. Okay, that's my first layer. I am going to dry it. Oh, actually, I can put some color down here into the tip and bleed it up. Or bring it up, I should say, not bleed it. Bring it up. There we go. Okay, I'm going to dry it. Okay, I want to put a little bit of color down in the teeny tiny feathers, but I think I'm just going to use Payne's Gray. Very, very lightly. And I'm going to bring some Payne's Gray up onto this part of the feather a little bit. I want to make this darker, and I'm going to do that with a darker mixture of Payne's Gray here. I'm going to use a little bit of the mixture we made of the burnt sienna and Payne's Gray, but I'm going to add a little more Payne's Gray to make it just more inky looking. And I'm going to fill this in because it's pretty dark. And then I'm going to do this part right here, which is not as dark as that little dot, so I'm going to add more in. And it goes up to the vein, and then kind of goes down like this. Just feathering it out a little bit. Feathering it out a little bit. Get it? Because on this feather, it's not a harsh transition, and I don't want it to be, so I'm trying to knock it back a little bit. Add a little bit more color over here. That original mixture. I'm not crossing that vein, at least I'm trying not to, so that it doesn't bleed into that. Okay. Go. It's coming along. I think I need more gray in the teeny tiny feathers. And the reason I think that is because I want to add some white highlights, and they're not going to show up if it's white. Okay, I think I need to dry it again. paper, rubber band it down. There we go. So it doesn't curl. Nice and straight now. Okay, so I think I want to add darkness to the vein. Okay, let's see. And this. And I'm going to add a little bit in the center to darken it up. So it blends in a little bit more, and then it's just the shadow that you're seeing on either side of it. There we go. Like that. Okay. I'm not sure if I want to do any of the little little lines. I feel like I shouldn't, because I think that'll be a little too much. Well, nope, didn't like it. Doesn't lift up very well. Okay, I think I'm gonna start and add some highlights. And I'm gonna use Dr. P.H. Martin's Bleed Proof White. Doesn't take much of this stuff, thankfully. Okay, I want to put a highlight along the center vein. Let's see. Right here too. And some little wispies. Won't take a lot because I left so much negative painting in the blue. So all these little bits look like they're wispies. Okay, I think that might be it. Oops. It's sticking. Okay, let's take the tape off. Is. How cute. Okay, well thank you for joining me while I paint feather for World Watercolor Month, Day 8. Tomorrow, the prompt is trunk, and I have no idea what I'm gonna do. No clue. I have time to think about it though. Okay, well thank you for joining me.